What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 79, the Jim Lee earthquake hunt episode. Good old earthquake of Tuck Rule Takes.
Jim Lee.
Definitely,
Fire me up, baby.
Played, 1960 and 1971. Definitely saw him play. Earthquake. That's what
I
we
know
called
you
him.
did.
Like, watch. Fuck you. I'm only 31. Get out of here.
Yeah. Did you graduate high school around that time?
You can hear him. Liam's here. I'm Mike. I'm here. Al is back from probation. We let his suspension is up.
Escape from Shawshank.
He is back. He is thrilled to be back. Al, what's going on? You want to explain yourself? Why you decided to leave us? We didn't know what to do. I thought we had a fun episode, but it wasn't with you. It felt weird. How you
give the people a reason for your premature exodus.
A good reason.
So these two are morons. I just want to throw it out there. These two are just idiots right off the
bat.
Where's
the mute button?
First of all, I told them specifically, hey guys, I'm going on vacation because I go on vacation once a year with my girlfriend that is also a school teacher. So we have the same vacation schedule. So like, you know what? We're going to go to Newport, Rhode Island for a couple days. We're going to enjoy ourselves. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do any podcasting because she will literally kill me. She would kill me if I did that. So I'm like, guys, I got to miss the episode. So credit to me for actually stepping forward and being the mature adult and saying, you know what? I can't make this. So you guys can hold down the fort. You're big boys, so you can do that. I did listen to last week's episode a little bit, and I'd like to address a couple of things. First of all, I think I'm better than you because I'm a teacher. No, I know I'm better than you guys because I'm a teacher. Like that's just obvious. Like right off the bat. I mean, it's so obvious. I'm the intellect of the group.
I'll have you know.
I think before
I work at a liquor store, so I'm pretty up there too.
So we know what that's about. Like Liam's just Liam. We know that. But listen, I do have to think about these things because unlike you two, I have to make sure that I can, show my face around children because I have to teach them the ways of the world. And if they hear me saying F this, F that, like this is so like whatever, then I could get fired from my full-time job and then I will be looking for something else. So again, credit to me for actually knowing what I need to do and coming out and doing what I need to do when I'm on this podcast and my other podcasts. So you know what? I think I'm doing a slam up job. You guys, I give you credit. You held it down without me, but I'm glad that I can bring the intellect level back up, so to speak, after last week. So again, I'm taking all the credit for this. The fact that they slandered me behind my back, especially, I was just appalled. I was sad. I feel like Stephen A. Smith, run amok and everything else. So you know what? Screw you two. You guys suck, but I love you both to death. You're idiots, but you're my idiots. So that's all I have to say about that.
And so if you do get fired from podcasting, or if you do get fired,
I'm the king idiot. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I guess that's a good reason. I mean,
the ringleader.
We brought you on, and then you decide to take your one vacation, and you couldn't plan it around us. People you supposedly like. I don't know what the whole thing is. I mean,
the significant other, and you would know this because you're a married man. The significant other kind of has to take the priority in that scenario.
And I'm pretty sure Mike recorded on his wedding anniversary last year, so I think you're losing on this one.
That's okay.
Hey, listen. You know what, Al? I will just say though, we're happy you're back. I don't think things went too much off the rails last time, but we are still happy that you're back, especially on an episode like this, where this is the draft episode. Draft is happening Thursday, I believe, right? That's when it's 27th. Yeah,
first round on Thursday.
So we're obviously going to chit chat about that. Not really, not a I feel like there's been a billion mock drafts at this point, so it just kind of we'll go into it, kind of what we think the patch should do, kind of names we want them to take, and all that stuff, kind of rounds here and there and whatnot. But I did think that I feel like we all agreed we should start off with a pretty big move in the AFC East. Aaron Rodgers, as much as we all thought hoped that it wouldn't happen. I really
no. Do not lump me in with you two. You two were the ones that were like, "Oh, this isn't going to happen. Oh, they're going to go and they're not going to be able to pull off the
Would
deal."
it not be
Oh,
on
not
brand for
sound
the
like
Jets? That's exactly what the
That was more
Jets
Liam.
do.
That was more Liam.
And
I
I
think
mean,
it's a little more sophisticated.
That's highly debatable, my friend.
The Jets finally pulled it off. I don't even have it pulled up in front of me. I don't know if you guys know off the top of your head what the trade package was.
Yeah, so it was Rodgers to the Jets. It was the Jets they basically flip-flopped the picks. So now the Jets are picking 15, the Packers are picking 13. And then I think the Jets also got
23 fifth.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 5th round pick, and then the Packers got the Jets pick this year, so now they're picking 13, a 2nd round pick, and then they got a conditional 2024 second, I believe, where if Rodgers plays 65% of his snaps, they get that pick. I think I could be wrong, but that's kind of
2nd round pick, and 24 becomes a 1st if he plays 65%.
There you go. Yep.
I mean, good deal for the Packers. I mean, if we're being honest. Now I think, well, you know what, what do you, Al, you know what, since this is your week back, we'll let you start the dialogue here. What Aaron Rodgers in the AFC East now on the Jets suck. What's your starting thought about this? How it factors with the Patriots, what it does to the Jets? Aaron Rodgers not that good last year, but people seem to think that he's going to kill it with the Jets. How are you feeling about this trade?
I mean, it makes the Jets better, right? And I know that's kind of the no-duh statement and kind of the square blanket statement, but it does make them better. If they had a halfway decent quarterback last year, maybe they sneak into the playoffs. Maybe. Again, I'm saying a big maybe. But this is a team now that we have to take somewhat seriously in the AFC East. I'm not saying they're going to, take both games. But if the Patriots and Jets split next year, would it really be that surprising? No, because the Jets are on the up and up as far as they have a talented roster and they really just needed that bona fide quarterback. And they've proven that they'll go out, they'll try to make a move to get over the top. And what better guy to get than Aaron Rodgers? I know he's on the back end of his career. I know he's not prime Aaron Rodgers. I understand that. But still, they are better today as a football team than they were yesterday when they did not have Aaron Rodgers. And you can't debate that.
No,
yeah,
I mean they are.
It's Aaron Rodgers. He's 1 year removed from back-to-back MVPs. I want to say the Jets are going to be sick, but I always look at history. History repeats itself. Time is a flat circle, whatever analogy you want to use. Mike pointed this out. We saw it with Brett Favre. He got paid, $14 million to go throw 27 interceptions for the good old New York Football Jets. And I can't help but think it's going to be something similar, maybe like a 1 year thing, and then Aaron Rodgers retires and we all get our laughs. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know when it's going to exactly go down, but it's going to blow up in the face of the Jets, as everything always does for the Jets. Yeah. And that wasn't a 9/11 joke either. That was just
I don't think anyone thought it was. They're
wanted to clarify.
At the end of the day, they're still the Jets. This isn't the Jets. I mean, this isn't even like last season where the Broncos got Russell Wilson, where at least you're getting a younger guy who, I don't know, maybe he just had a funk, whatever. You're getting an Aaron Rodgers who last year, I don't know if we remember exactly how bad he was last year. Last year, he was 20th in completion percentage, 11th in yards. That's his highest stat that I saw. 12th in interceptions. He was tied for 4th in interceptions with 12, 23rd in yards per attempt, 24th in yards per catch, 18th in yards per game, 16th in quarterback rating, and 27th in QBR. This gets the Jets, one more win maybe. And I understand last year Breece Hall was out for them. So they didn't have their full arsenal of players or whatever, but guys, it's the Jets. We see this every single year. They get someone or something happens where it's like, oh, this is the year they drafted Zach Wilson. What happened? He sucked. They got Brett Favre and they were competitive with Brett Favre, but they were not good. Like they
You
got
remember
Mark
when they got
Sanchez.
Le'Veon Bell? It's like, oh no, Le'Veon Bell.
They got Le'Veon. Oh my god, and everybody.
Yeah, but a
needs
running back is
Le'Veon
valued
Bell.
more differently,
But
and you guys know that.
definitely. But Le'Veon Bell was the best back in
True.
the league.
But and to go to what Liam said, it's just the Jets get these names a couple years after they should have. Like this isn't like the Bucks getting Tom Brady. And it, like where okay, I mean, you have Tom Brady where he's old, but he's still doing all this. Like he's still kicking ass. Like you're getting Aaron Rodgers. This to me reeks of, like I mentioned before, the Broncos getting Russell Wilson. What happened then?
Yeah.
The Broncos were given what 5-6 primetime games. They were dark horse candidates for the Super Bowl. And what happened towards the end of the back half of last year? Any primetime game with the Broncos, it was like, shit. Oh, this game's gonna suck. I mean, they might have even got flexed out of some games.
They did
like
most of the time.
Like, don't get me wrong, Al. You said it. You cannot dispute it. The Jets are better today than they were when they had Zach Wilson. I don't think that this makes that, like, people saying they're the best team in the AFC East. No. People saying they're a shoo-in for the playoffs. No, I still think the Jets are going to miss the playoffs because not even, and this isn't a Patriots honk stance. This is the AFC is stacked stance. The Jets are not making the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers does not make them that good. He's going to be around for a year, Liam, like you said.
I don't know what can go wrong though. Like the Russell Wilson thing, like on the surface, everything appears like the Jets are going to be good. They got a ton of stud receivers. They revamped the offense. They have Breece Hall coming back, and he's coming off a torn ACL, so he probably won't be that great, but he'll still be good.
Do they have stud receivers, though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They got one, Garrett Wilson, the rookie, who this is his second year, so you're assuming he's going to take his jump. McCole Hardman, they got, right? I assume
he's going to be pretty good. Yep. Awesome.
They have Lazard, who has the connection already with – I'm saying has the connection with Aaron Rodgers already, so that's an advantage.
Get him the Lamar.
Everything points in the right direction. It doesn't make any sense to me that it will fall apart, but I have to think it will.
And why, Liam? Because it's the Jets. That's why. And it's such a weird thing to say because you can't quantify it. It's almost like when the Patriots go down to Miami. They're going to lose. Why? Because it's in Miami. No one knows why. It's just
some teams are just snake bitten. Look at the Minnesota Vikings. They're a cursed franchise. They had one of the best seasons they've ever had this year. Get into the playoffs, get stomped out by the Giants. Like some teams are just cursed. They can't make a Super Bowl. They can't win. The Jets are a cursed team.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, even to bring it since the NHL playoffs are going on, the Toronto Maple Leafs always have good years. What happens? They get to the playoffs, they suck. They suck. And it's like, they're just, go Bruins, by the way. Hopefully by the time you're listening to this, the Bruins have clinched the first round. They're on to the second round. Who knows? Celtics are playing right now as we speak. That's why I got the Shamrock hat on. But
clinching the first round as well.
But yeah, both of them. But Boston teams right now are back on top with the Celtics and the Bruins. So let's get that out of the way. And the Red Sox are figuring their shit out. Let them do this.
They're fucked.
But it's just it's a good move. It's a big name, and I think at the end of the day, that's why like people are kind of like, oh, something like, oh, it's Aaron Rodgers. Like this is it. The Jets, they have a good defense. They have solid young players that you hope continue to progress, like you said. Breece Hall and what's his name? Garrett Wilson. And that is his name, right? Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
Okay. So like
kid doesn't even know the Jets receivers. He hates the team so much. He thinks they're so irrelevant.
There's a rookie who
Jeffrey Wilson, George
thinking
Wilson,
of the Patriots to
Wade Wilson, doesn't matter.
Eugene Wilson.
Wade Wilson. Oh God, they had Wade Wilson. I just struggle to see how, like, if anything, this just makes games more competitive against the Jets, which is fine. But like, if you're assuming as a Patriots fan now, look at it from a Patriots fan's perspective, not from like an AFC kind of macro NFL perspective. If you're expecting your team to get better on offense and defense to just kind of stay where they are, or even get a little bit better, the defense was very good against Aaron Rodgers. Of course, in the second half, he had a very, very good second half against the Pats, but the Patriots offense also couldn't really do much. So it's like, you kind of hope that the team's going to progress as well. So like, I don't care about this. This is one of those things where he might retire midway through next season for all we know. Like, You guys might be like,
awesome.
oh, who knows? But you could see that happening too, because it's Aaron Rodgers. He might get trapped in one of his dark holes and never come out. Like it just
ayahuasca's a hell of a drug.
I don't care. And like, is some of this maybe me maybe in denial because I don't want the Jets to be good? Sure. Throw like 10% of that in there. Maybe deep down, am I thinking, oh shit, it is still Aaron Rodgers? Maybe. But then at the same time, I think it's still the Jets. So I don't know.
That's my overarching point.
Yeah, like they got young receivers. Who knows if these young receivers are going to mesh with Aaron Rodgers? And if that doesn't happen, what is he going to start showing up the young guys on the Jets? And then he's going to ruin that franchise for another year, which I'm all for. But I could easily see that happening too, where like some of these young guys don't do what he's thinking or whatever. They're not on the same page, a la Tom Brady with young receivers as well. And he kind of shuns them. And then it turns into Aaron Rodgers, putting up all these empty calorie numbers, but there's only so much he can do. And then he retires at the end of the year. So
let the record show the Jets did not get Mercedes Lewis, so they do not have a chance to win at the moment. There is absolutely no chance they can win a game until they sign the finest tight end to ever touch the turf, Mercedes Jamison Lewis.
He's been around forever, too.
Fuck yeah, he has.
Forever. Like I saw
age is like a fine wine, baby.
God, last year he had I forget what game I was watching or whatever, but he had a catch, and I was like, no fucking way. Just no way. That's
not only did he have a
Lewis.
catch, he had a dominant catch. I know the game you're thinking of, the Packers-Dolphins game.
Okay, yeah.
Out.
Like, there's just no way.
No.
But yeah. So I guess, do you guys think the Jets make the playoffs next year?
That's a no for me, dog.
Think about it. There's a lot of good teams.
I think they just miss out. I think they're like the 8th seed.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because I mean, Liam, didn't we look over this one episode or something where it's like you got the Bengals, Ravens, Chiefs, Chargers, Bills. Who else you want to throw in there? Like, if you want to throw the Pats in there, that's 6. If you want to throw
there's somebody we're missing.
I don't know who. The Browns. Were we thinking the Browns? Maybe.
No. Oh yeah. I mean, with the Michael Jordan of football, anything.
Yeah. Possible. Jaguars. Did you say?
Jags, okay,
no,
yeah,
Jaguars suck. Chargers, did you say Chargers?
Yeah, I mentioned that. So I mean the Steelers, if they want to get their shit together, which I don't think they will. So
no,
I don't know. I think the AFC is going to be tough. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's still the Jets. That's like what I keep coming back to, Liam. Like you said, I can't. It's the Jets. They got to show me. But they prove me wrong. I'll come on here and say I was wrong. The Jets kind of turned it around with Aaron Rodgers.
Got to come on here and do a JETS chant.
I will come on here if the Jets I don't even
have a better record than the Patriots at the end of the season. You got to do a JETS chant.
If the Jets have and I feel like I've done this bet before, so who knows what's going to happen. But if the Jets have a better record than the Patriots to end the year, I'll get a little Jets tattoo on me somewhere, like their logo.
That would be awful.
How many tattoos are you going to get because of
bets? I know.
Apparently a lot. I don't even remember some of them, so I'll have to go in and.
I guess that really is a fact. Once you get one tattoo, you're addicted to getting a bunch more.
Yeah, shit. I'll put it somewhere, and I'll put. You can't see it. I'll put it on my ass or something like that.
I'm sure the wife will love that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's always looking at my ass. That one. She'd be like, "Look at this."
Give her something to look at when you
ruined it.
Kowtowing behind you.
Okay. Well, on that note, anything else to add for Aaron Rodgers before we get into some draft talk before the draft, I guess. So cool. Patriots have 11 picks. I think Liam, you said they have the second most picks,
third
something
most,
like that.
Yeah,
third most picks.
Picks.
So third most picks. I did see a report. I mentioned it before we got on that. Believe it was from Mike Reese, where he said that the Pats are expected to make 8 or 9 picks. So it's gonna be some sort of movement. Who knows? Maybe they'll fucking trade for DeAndre Hopkins, which I gave up for. But who knows at this point? I don't know. But I think for the first round, there's a lot of like disagreements between Patriots fans and media members of where they should go. There's obviously needs. There's corner, offensive line, wide receiver. That's kind of like the big 3 there. Do you guys have a preference for where you'd want them to go, or like who you'd want them to get there between wide receiver, O-line, corner? Yeah. assuming they stay, I mean, I don't, if they trade back,
I think they
might,
will
but just,
stay.
yeah, just to make it easier. Let's just assume they stay. Like,
one of the few times
what
I'm
was,
actually confident they'll stay at their pick. But Al, why don't you take the reins on this one since you're new to the show?
Sure. So as far as what I want them to take, I want them to take a receiver. I want them to take Zay Flowers, or I want them to take JSN. I want them to take either one. Now, will they take either one? I don't think so. I think they're going to go defense, and I think they're going to go corner, and I think they're going to go between one of three guys. Deontay Banks, who I believe is from Maryland, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I see him right here. Yep.
Okay, that's been a name that's been floating up. Devin Witherspoon, another corner from Illinois. That's another guy that's been.
He's on
that's
my
another
list.
guy that's been up there. The guy I want, I've said it time and time again, and I'll say it once again, Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
That's who I want.
That I can jive with.
Okay? Because he's physical, he's smart, he can close like space between himself and wide receivers, so he's right on top of receivers. He can jam receivers at the line of scrimmage. Good matchups for, wide receivers. He's 6'2".
I was just gonna say he's 6'2". When I saw, I mean,
this
you
is
guys
Joey Porter we're talking about.
Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
I fucking love height on my receivers and my corners. So yeah, he's 6'2". I didn't know.
I mean,
came from the balls of greatness.
Well, I was gonna say the most ironic part would be Joey Porter Sr. having to now root for the Patriots.
Would be awesome.
Yep.
Because again, his son's on the Patriots. He has to root for them, especially after how much he hated them in his playing days. So,
does he still coach for the Steelers too?
I'm not sure about that.
He used to be. He used to be. I don't know if he was defense coordinator or what. I just remember him and William Gay doing the celebration. It was awesome. Just so out of pocket. I did not have them picking a corner at all in my first round. I thought it was more of a second round play. The only defensive player I had in the first round is edge rusher, actually. So plot twist there.
Is it Carter?
No, I don't think there's any reason for them to go corner so high. It seems ludicrous to me when there are so many other positions that you need so much more desperately. The entire fan base wants a receiver. If you go lineman, at least it's practical. For them to go corner, I feel like that would be a classic upset pick that everyone's pissed off at until, he eventually ends up being good, you'd hope. But it just seems ludicrous to me to even. I saw Mike agreeing with you. I can't believe both of you fucks agreed that you're thinking corner in the first round.
It's because think of who the head coach is. Bill Belichick. What's his mantra? Yeah. Defense.
I know, I get it, but like.
And when has Belichick in the last? Let's do a small sample size. In the last 5, 6, 7 years, Liam, when has he drafted someone that we expected him to pick? We didn't even expect Mac Jones to be taken in 2021 because we were all thinking Justin Fields would probably be the pick.
Definitely. And like
that's what I'm saying. Like it's not we expected.
He picked N'Keal Harry, so he fucked us a couple of times with that one.
Right, and we didn't expect N'Keal Harry to be the pick.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But we heard what Robert Kraft said. There's got to be some swift changes going on. He knows the offense sucked. Bill's not dumb. He knows the offense sucked. We just got a new offensive coordinator. The theme of the offseason is offense. We got Boo-Boo, bum-ass, number 7, whatever the fuck his name is.
That would be one Juju Smith-Schuster.
Sure, whatever. We went out. The entire theme of the offseason was offense. So to take a defensive player, even my edge rusher that I took here is like my last resort because the main theme of this offseason is offense. To tip off this draft, it should be offense.
Who do you want it to be if it was offense? Who would be your if you kind of had all your options there? Who would you? I'm also curious who your edge rusher is too.
Yeah. I honestly have no idea who I would choose. Like if I was in the green room and, a magic wizard could snap his fingers and I would be Bill Belichick making the final call on the Patriots, I would sweat it out and it would be a game time decision in the moment. I cannot definitively tell you who I would take right now. I think they're going to take Zay Flowers. My insiders tell me they loved him. They were fawning over this guy. Again, the Boston College thing makes so much sense. Although his stuff normally doesn't turn out that way. Broderick Jones kind of seemed like a layup to me.
That's my
where
guy.
it's
I liked him.
He's not a finished product by any means. He's not going to
Mhm.
step right in and be like a top tackle in the league. But if you work with him, which the Patriots love to work with offensive linemen, unless they're Isaiah Wynn, apparently, then he'll be fine. I believe his ceiling is unbelievable. So Broderick Jones seems like the pick. If Zay Jones makes so much sense that I could see it not happening, Broderick Jones seems like a layup to me, especially because the offensive line sucked. It was so
Yeah.
bad during that Jets game where Marcus Jones had the walk-off punt. No one could do
Oh,
anything
God,
on
yeah.
either offense.
Yeah,
And
he had
the
to win the
blocking was
game.
shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. The blocking was shit. Mac couldn't complete a pass. We know it's not Mac's fault because we've seen him have big games. We saw him have big games after that. The offensive line just fucking sucks. And getting the starting left tackle on the best college team in the country just makes too much sense to me.
I mean, the only thing I feel like for the longest time, I was thinking they'd go offensive line in the first round and then either trade up at the into the like the end of the first or in the second take a receiver. But now that you kind of look at like what the team did in the offseason where they added like 4 offensive linemen and like 2 of which could start. So it's like
Barely, though.
I could see them taking an offensive lineman in the second round. There's a couple guys.
Does anyone want Calvin Anderson starting on offense for us or Riley
No.
Reed?
No.
Come on. No, they're fucking terrible.
Yeah, so then it's like, okay, I mean, you could draft someone in the second, then start them, but then it's like, okay, like if you were going to draft someone in the second, would the offensive lineman you draft in the second be a better choice than taking a receiver in the second? I guess it kind of depends because there was a report like an hour before we came on where now I guess a run on receivers could happen towards the end of the first round. So it's like, okay, in the first round, say you stay put and you take an offensive lineman or a corner or whatever. It's like, but then you might miss out on the wide receiver that you wanted to get, which there's a few, like I think to start before you even heard about JSN or Zay Flowers or anything, I was looking at Jordan Addison because I don't know where I saw his name, but it was someone was talking about it on some show. They showed highlights of him, some film of him and everything and how he would fit with the Patriots. And I was like, yeah, that might be one. But I think I want to side with Liam where it's like Zay Flowers might be the guy because they brought him in and they showed him the playbook. They were running all the shit through with him. My only worry about that is now that the Packers are drafting 13th, it's out there that they will probably be getting a receiver or something like that to help their young. So what happens if JSN gets taken, someone trades up for like the 10th pick or something, takes him? Then what happens?
I think
if
the Texans could take him or some stupid shit like that.
They
Texans
could,
are like 11th.
Yeah, it could be it could be anyone. So then it's like, okay, do the Packers end up taking Zay Flowers? And then, okay, do you want to take your second or third option receiver, or do you want to take your first option for your corner?
In my eyes, it's JSN and Zay, and then like you said, there's a huge rut, a giant gap in talent. Those are the 2 first-round guys. Everyone else can get fucked till the mid-second. So then if both wide receivers are taken, you go with Jones and the best offensive lineman on your board. Al, what are you thinking with this one?
You thinking the corner still?
I still I don't want to. I really don't want to. Like, I'm dead serious.
But you just think that's what the Patriots are going to do?
I do. I think that's what they're going to do because they're going to try to continue.
More power to you. I mean, it's tough for me to argue when they keep doing it.
There's a guy in the second round that I think they can take that would help them offensively in the future.
Well, who do you? I mean, just say. I mean, we'll kind of mesh the first and second, whatever. I mean, there's really no structure to this conversation. Who would you, if they were to take a corner in the first, like to kind of do whatever?
The corner in the first, I think the guy they're gonna take. I think the guy they're gonna end up taking, I feel like, is Devin Witherspoon, the dude from Illinois. Okay. There's something about Belichick and like mid-conference schools and wanting or if they go to Alabama or Michigan, like that's the only exceptions, like
or Rutgers.
But
so in the second, who would be the receiver or the guy on offense that you said that might help him out?
So the guy on offense. So this is someone that Mike Cadlick of CLNS has been raving about, and I've kind of been slowly watching and seeing this guy's like tape and everything, and I really like him.
I know who you're gonna say.
I think you do too. Darnell Washington, the tight end from Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be there. I don't think he'll be there
No.
in the second.
But if
He's
he
a
is,
freak.
6'7", 264 pounds, 4'6", 440. Like that's a guy that if you get him.
What are his measurables?
So 6'7", 264, 4'6", 440,
Christ.
157, 10, 31-inch vertical leap, 10'2" broad jump, 4.4 and 800 seconds, 20-yard shuffle, bench press 21 reps. So he's a monster.
So I
Jesus.
think though, if he
Guy's a
isn't
brick
there,
shithouse.
because I think someone's going to take him because he's kind of like the belle of the ball for tight ends. There's this guy Michael Mayer too, who I think from Notre Dame, who I could see them taking him too, and assuming he's gone. But I wouldn't want that in the first. I think the first round, and where I thought you were going to go, Al, I thought you were going to mention a running back in the second round. Now I was going to be, I don't want that. I saw people floating out Bijan Robinson or what the fuck is his last name? It's Robinson. Robinson.
Makes no sense.
Pass.
What? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Thank God that we all feel the same way, because listen, let's just say he is this blue chip franchise, whatever guy. The running back position is so dependent upon your offensive line, because how many times do we see, I mean, unless you're like Barry Sanders or like Adrian Peterson.
What did Barry Sanders win though?
Exactly.
Like, come on, fucking.
It's like you need so much more than, like, teams now can't just win with an amazing A+ running back. I mean, granted, Ramondre Stevenson, we all think he is a great running back, but you can't win with just him. Like, you need other pieces around him too. So I think whatever team ends up taking him, and like, it sucks to say because I think he's going to be really good, you're almost wasting your first round pick. I think if you draft a running back in the first round, you are wasting your first round pick, because the shelf life for these guys, like 3 or 4 good years. And that's if you have a good team, a good offensive line. I think that would be the only position, the only move that the Patriots could make in the first round where I would be actively upset. They could take a corner and I'd be like, damn, I wanted a receiver, but I can see the vision. Maybe they got someone in the second round. Jonathan Mingo is one guy who I think that they'll end up if they don't go receiver in the first round, which I think I'm on record with Liam. I want them to take Zay Flowers. That's who.
Liam, I think the whole fan base wants them to take a receiver.
Who was your edge rusher that you said that you were looking at?
Lucas Van Ness from Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's like a guy that they can play on the inside and out. I thought it was kind of a questionable one because obviously Uche's killing it. Judon's the man, so there's not exactly a need for him. But then when I saw he didn't even start every game, he can play on the inside and out. I'm like, perfect. He can sit behind our 2 studs. He can play on the inside. Mm-hmm. And every team that has consistent success just loads up on defensive line. The 49ers are always in the hunt. They just keep drafting defensive linemen. The Eagles traded for Ndamukong Suh, drafted the dude from Georgia, Jordan something. He's the man, though. Mm-hmm. Teams like that want to contend just load up on defensive line, and the Patriots make a strength stronger, be dominant. It made a lot of sense to me. I wouldn't love it, but it's one of those picks like an offensive lineman where I'll be like, I'm sure I'll end up liking it in a year or two, but right now I want a receiver.
Yeah, I think having a dominant defensive line too helps with your entire defense. So it's kind of like almost more so, I think, than if you draft like a shutdown corner. I think if you draft, or if you have a dominant defensive line, that helps your corners, that helps your safeties, helps your linebacker, helps everybody. But yeah, I think that might be a position too where I'd be like, damn, like I don't, whatever. But there's just been too much talk about revamping the offense. Like you guys said, Robert Kraft with his press release to, season ticket holders, all that stuff. There's just, I feel like maybe we're all just under the spell right now. We're all thinking we know what's going on, and Belichick's going to swerve us all and trade out of the first round. That'd be
Probably.
fucking wild if he traded
would be.
out of the
That would
first
be a
round.
tough one. Wouldn't be the first time.
But like, say he trades out. Now, if he trades out and he still gets maybe not Flowers, but we'll see. No, see, because if he trades out and Zay Flowers is the guy. Like, I think that is the guy the fan base wants. That's the guy the media wants.
Like
that's the guy people expect, which the closer we get to it, the more I'm like, fuck, he's not going to pick Zay Flowers. I don't think it's going to happen. But then I also think that it is going to happen because like there's too much smoke. So I don't know. I would still like them to take that. If I had to go position order, I'd want them to go wide receiver. And then I kind of want to go offensive line, then corner, because I think we've seen what this offense looks like, or what any offense looks like with a shitty offensive line. It sucks. Not having a subpar offensive line is like watching your team play in fucking quicksand. It is the worst. The running game can't get going. The passing game can't get going. So my guy is still Broderick Jones. I know, Al, you like what's his name, Skoronski or whatever from.
I do like Peter Skoronski. I think because he has the flexibility to kind of play anywhere on the line, and especially where they need like at the tackle position badly. Like Liam said earlier, Calvin Anderson, we don't want him starting. Trent Brown, I mean, he's become, I don't want to say a liability, but more often than not, he's going to make mistakes. And Isaiah Wynn's like a fart in church. It's just gone.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah. So
I like that analogy.
Thank you. So with that, again, you take Skoronski at 14, it takes care of one of your tackle positions. So then you have
that was one of my picks as well.
There you go. Andrews, Strange, Onwenu, Skoronski, and then you fill in that other position, kind of like, like trial by committee kind of thing. So
yeah, I think if you can solidify the line, like you said, then you have Brown, Strange, Andrews, Onwenu, and rookie that you would plug in there. Mm-hmm. I would not hate that because I think that you can still get a wide receiver. Now, I kind of moved to like if the Patriots wanted to trade in or if they are drafting in the second round, assuming there's no run on wide receivers, like people are kind of saying there might be now, which I think that might just be smoke because, I mean, you're hearing people aren't amped up with the receiver class and they are, then they aren't, then there's going to be a run, then they won't get picked. Only JSN will get picked. Who knows what's going to happen? But I think you can get a solid offensive line guy who people are going to be pissed at Belichick about that. And then they're going to end up loving him halfway through the year, like Liam said. But I feel like the second day guy they could get, and I brought him up before, Jonathan Mingo from Ole Miss. So the guy everybody is now, he's turned into the sleeper wide receiver pick, or, the guy that, whoever gets him is really getting the steal if he pans out. I could see them doing that. I mean, the only way I think that they would have to get him is if they don't draft Zay Flowers, which again, we say his name too much and it's kind of making me worried, but I mean, I don't know. So like say they do whatever you guys think they're going to do in the first round. What do you think they do in the second round? Do they pick their picks? Do they try to trade back up into the first and get someone? Or if they do pick their picks, who do you think they're going to take if you have anybody, or at least just like a position group? Like what
did you just say that they're going to trade back up into the first round? Have you not watched this team over the last couple of years?
They're definitely not doing that.
They ain't doing that. There's no way.
The reason I bring it up is because what this offseason has been very different. This isn't, God, and I hate to say it, but this isn't the Tom Brady years. This is the team's operating a little bit differently. They're kind of rebuilding a little bit, still trying to compete, all that stuff. So I could see Kraft kind of him and Belichick talking, kind of talking about draft plans, whatever, being like, you think we could trade back up in there? I don't know. Maybe we haven't done it before. Yeah. I could see anything happening. I could see them trading out of the first, which I know that's like a Belichick staple, which I think that would be the only move that would infuriate everybody if he traded out of the first. It would not matter who he got in the second round, what he got. He could trade for DeAndre Hopkins in the second round and people would still be like, but you didn't want to take player X, Y, and Z in the first round. Like, I don't know, but no, I'm still holding. I don't think that I give it like a 15% chance max that they do it. But I can see
I
them
think
trading.
so too.
I can see them trading back up into the first though, for like the 30th pick or something, and then grabbing a receiver that they don't know if that guy is going to be there in the second round or something, or offensive lineman or corner, maybe jumping back up in there to grab like a Joey Porter or something like that. Even though I don't know if he'll be there, but I won't be surprised if whatever happens. I will be the most surprised if that happens, but I'm still kind of hoping it'll. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but yes, that is what I said, Al. I do still think that there is a slight chance that they trade back up into the first. They got so many picks. They got 11 picks.
You bold soul.
I'm not saying they're
Very
going
ambitious.
to. I'm not gonna be that.
Just humoring the idea is enough for
brazen.
me and Al to laugh at you.
Yeah.
So second round. What do you what do you guys want them to do in the second round? Because I think the first round is really the most important one. I think everything else that happens after that is going to be based upon what the team does in the first round. Like if they go receiver, people are going to want them to go position whatever in the second or third or fourth rounds and all that stuff. So what do you guys think happens depending on whatever they do in the first?
With the second round, I have two prospects, both the same position. These are my only options in my eyes. With the second round, I'm keeping it very simple. And there is really only one option in my eyes, and hopefully Al's eyes, because I know he's usually on my side with this prestigious university.
Oh, Jesus.
I am thinking they have to take a corner. They address it now. There's no need to jump the gun and use our first round pick on it. So they go after the man, the myth, the legend, lean, mean number 2, Tyreek Stevenson from the University of Miami. Everyone throw the U up, baby. As their second round pick, 46th overall. I love him. He has size, great press, can play safety, and a lot of scouts say that like his speed, while above average, might be questionable against some of the faster receivers that are coming into the league now. With his great size, some scouts see him as a safety. The Patriots will use him as they may, but I love a Brandon Browner-esque. Obviously, he's not as big, but finally another big, dominating, physical corner. He has good ball skills, great leaping ability, can recover if he's beat and whatnot. He just struggles in zone coverage. Sometimes he overestimates on his tackles, takes wrong angles and whatnot. All stuff that can be fixed. In my eyes, it's really only Tyreek Stevenson, but I also had Keely Ringo, the cornerback from the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm pretty sure he had a pick 6 in the national championship game. He's pretty good too, but obviously he wasn't smart enough to get into the University of Miami, so he is not good enough to be on my draft board.
Okay.
So there's really one guy like in this round. I think this is where they fill their offensive line and corner need for corner. There's one guy I was looking at, and this was another one that I had written down long before we even thought about were talking about even doing a draft episode. Again, another guy, I don't know where I saw his name come from. I was just maybe in one random mock draft. I looked it up and I was like, oh, this could work. Cam Smith from the South Carolina Gamecocks. Great name, by the way, obviously, as we all know.
Cox.
So he's 6'1". Which again, love height. His like what he does best is man coverage. So I could see you getting someone to plug in there with the Joneses back there, Jack Jones, Marcus Jones, and Jonathan Jones. You have Cam Smith back there. It's a name that I don't even know if they'll be there because corner, like you don't know if he's going to be taken earlier, later, what's going to happen, but it's a guy I could see them taking. And then there's also DeJuan Jones, another Jones. I'm looking at him.
Too many dang Joneses.
I'm pretty sure Bill's trying to build a team of Joneses. So
DeJuan Jones, I believe, is the biggest human ever. He's 6'8", 374. Could
you imagine him?
No, he's a right tackle. Could you imagine him? A 374-pound corner. Can you imagine?
I didn't hear the 300. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like a Madden creative character. I just heard the size. I was like, "There's no way this guy's running that fast."
So we all created that one running back in Madden who was like 500 pounds and had like 98 speed. It was crazy. He'd always fumble though. DeJuan Jones, maybe if he's going to be there, I don't know. Again, it depends on what happens in the first round. But I could see him and Trent Brown, the two biggest men on earth, doing left tackle and right
bodyguards.
tackle. Oh yeah, like I would love that. But I have to think this is the round where you get your either starting corner or starting offensive lineman. I don't. There's Tyler Steen from Alabama as well, another guy that kind of a project, someone who could start right now. So I could see him starting and kind of, you know, being spelled a little bit with the other offensive lineman that we signed. But
Al, since you mentioned Skoronski, do you think there's any chance he falls to the second round?
No.
I know he's highly rated. But Broderick Jones seems like the consensus.
My
the
guy,
first or the second.
All the Jones. I want every fucking Jones available.
Exactly.
Every position.
And it seems to be working.
Every position. I want a line full of Jones. I want a defensive backfield, all Jones. Shit, let's get running backs.
Soon Matthew Judon will change it to Matthew Jones.
Matthew Judon hyphen Jones. Oh God, I would love
Jackson Smith Jones.
Oh God, yes. Al, did you say what you would think or what you'd want them to do in the second round?
What I want them to do is I want them to, sorry guys, I'm gonna be the one to say it. I want them to use it to trade for DeAndre Hopkins because that's what they're asking for. Like, that's what I want them to do.
That's why I asked you.
Let the record show.
That's
the
what I was
first pleading for DeAndre Hopkins came at 8:35 on Tuesday evening.
Oh, no, you guys missed it. I was whispering into the mic to start the episode, so you're late on that.
Shit, it's like the CDs. If you play them backwards, you hear like the devil or whatever. Exactly. It's like if you listen at like half speed, you'll hear Al.
Is it a Tucker rule takes backwards?
Yeah.
Al's in tears. I'm begging you, please.
Al, if the Patriots, how would you feel if they traded out of the first and used some of these picks or one of these picks to get DeAndre Hopkins? Would you be happy with, and then picked for whatever else they were doing in the second round? Would you still be upset that they traded out of the first, or would the DeAndre Hopkins addition kind of soothe your anger, or how would you feel? Because I could see them doing that too.
I think I would be happy with it because think about it. Takes care of a need. You get your number one receiver by getting rid of a draft pick. And then if you still have how many second round picks do they have?
They got 2, right?
Okay. So if they have one more, then you can use it. Like we said, get an offensive lineman or go get another corner because then you'll have the wide receiver taken care of. Then you can take care of one of the other positions. And then if you still need something, you can like dig into the trenches of free agency still. Or undrafted free agents, other guys that you can sign to because the Patriots will try to get one or two of those diamonds in the rough, so to speak. But, with DeAndre Hopkins coming here, if that was the move, why wouldn't you be happy about it?
Yeah.
Especially if that's all it takes to get him.
I like that because it's always you trade away a pick. It's like, yeah, you know what? I traded away an unknown commodity for a known one. So I understand the excitement of getting a younger receiver, corner, whatever the position is. And it's like, you never know. They could turn out to be Pro Bowlers, Hall of Famers or whatever. And it's like, we traded these picks for DeAndre Hopkins. Like, yeah, we could have had. It's like, yeah, maybe you could have. You didn't know what was behind that door, but you know what DeAndre Hopkins is. And assuming you're trading for him, that there's probably some sort of deal that is going to get done. So it won't just be a one and done year. He'll be here for a little bit, at least a couple of years, a few years or something like that. I wouldn't hate it, and I think that it's been all quiet on the DeAndre Hopkins front. So I almost wouldn't be surprised if this is, when they pull the trigger, if they do. But I wouldn't hate it. And I think, like you said, that fulfills a need. You still have another second round pick, and assuming you made your first round pick, so you probably got an offensive lineman or a corner. So you've already filled 2 needs, and now you got the entire draft. And we know once you get into the 3rd and 4th round, that's when Belichick starts to cook. That's when he finds your Gronkowski's, your
the 3 4th round picks. That's going to be 3 studs. A college quarterback, that'll be our starting safety or some bullshit like that.
Fucking Bailey Zappi 2.0.
Please no.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't like to think or assume that they're going to trade away picks in like an actual trade or trade up or trade back because you never know what's going to happen. But I would not hate at all if they finally got DeAndre Hopkins here. I would love that. That would be
Obviously, we've been waiting for it like it's next Christmas.
I know, and I know we talked about it earlier, but look at the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. When did the deal happen? 3 days before the draft. When do a lot of big moves happen? Right around the draft or at the draft.
Yeah, no, and that's true because the teams do like to wait, I guess, kind of to their last little bit just to see what's going on, use leverage and all that stuff. So I don't know, that'd be cool. The Patriots, by the way, they have 1 second round pick. So
Okay.
but I mean, again, that they could trade, get another one, whatever it happens to be. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, second round isn't too much of a priority anyway. That's why I had them taking a corner. I'm like, I don't really care. I look deeper or I look at the very beginning.
Yeah. So I think that could happen. Third round, they got 1 third-round pick. I mean, did you guys have any certain specific people? Because I think all these other picks, it's like, you really don't know. It's the first round that, that's kind of the big polarizing topic. What's your team going to do with your first round pick? You're picking 14th, a solid number. You can get who you want. There's value there if you wanted to trade back. I think there's a 0% chance the Patriots trade up in the first round, by the way. I think we can all agree with that. There's no real need for it. But yeah, I mean, I could see them packaging this 3rd-round pick or packaging some of the 4th-round picks or whatever. But Liam, like you said, though, those 4th-round picks, those 3 4th-round picks.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're going to get. I could see them getting some sort of tight end that's going to kind of plug and play. I guess it's a deep tight end draft. I don't know who, but I'm going to go. I don't even think it's going out on a limb. 2 of these 3 picks are going to be good picks, good to very good picks.
I think that's usually a safe bet for a Belichick-led Patriots team. I know you guys mentioned the Georgia tight end earlier. Is it Washington? I always get him mixed up with
Darnell Washington.
Washington. Yeah, I have a dude almost the same measurables.
I think I know who you're going to take.
I love him, but no, he's a 6th or 7th round pick in my eyes. But monster, out of his mind. We'll bring it up later. My 4th round though, I went exactly. That's how I like it. Make you earn it, make you want it. My 4th round pick though is headlined in all capital letters, 3 letters. The only pick that I really want in this entire draft, and it's completely unnecessary because we don't need this position. But any team should be taking this player. I don't care who you have in front of him at this position. I want this guy. And it'll go against everything that I have said in the last basically whole season.
Oh, shit.
I want the most exciting college football quarterback I have seen in the last 10, maybe 20, maybe since Vince Young. 3 letters, DTR. I want Dorian Thompson Robinson. I don't care how you do it. I don't care who's in front of him on the depth chart. I know Mac Jones is our guy. I love him. I believe in him. I don't care if Patrick Mahomes is in front of him on the depth chart. You pick this man. He is showtime. Big plays made. I love him. And that is the only pick I would ensure gets made in this draft. And if it didn't, I would go to the bathroom and you would find me dangling from the ceiling.
You want to know what's funny? I don't even think that's so crazy, man. One of these 4th-round picks, spending it on a quarterback.
Yeah, get rid of this annoying Bailey Zappi talk. Get in somebody who's athletic, fast, with a cannon of an arm. Dude pulls bitches too. There's no weaknesses in his game.
I could see them doing that. I could see them taking a quarterback in the 4th round.
I love them.
Could you see them taking a quarterback in the 4th round? Because they only got 2 right now.
First of all, before I hate to cut you off, Al, do you guys know who I'm talking about? UCLA's prodigy quarterback, the finest. Okay, good.
I mean, okay, fine. Like, yeah, get a quarterback. Cool. I mean, if you're going to get a quarterback,
who was the guy they were connected to today? Will Levi from Kentucky or whatever.
Will Levis, fuck that.
That's
Will
who.
Levis?
That's what I was
He
going to bring up too.
sucks.
Do you guys think that there's any
No.
smoke there or
No,
anything
No,
like that?
absolutely not.
I
He's going to
think
go to the Colts, and they're going to be terrible. He's
So-
not good.
so. I guess since we're talking about him, and this is kind of it's like a talk show question, but I got to ask anyway, just to have the talk about it. Why? So why bring him in? Why talk to him? If you got Mac Jones
Light
and
a
Bailey's
fire?
happy, supposedly.
Wait,
think
why
so?
bring in DTR?
No.
Will Levis?
Will Levis, Levi, however the fuck you say his name.
Yeah, Levis.
Just purely due diligence, or
I guess,
Maybe.
like, who knows why people do the things they do. A lot of his comparisons are Josh Allen, which I think is pretty outrageous. He's got a cannon of an arm, but I think he's as nice as I can say this. He's fucking stupid. Like, he's just not a smart guy. Like, I don't want to come out here and bash another dude. I don't think that guy's splitting the atom anytime soon. I just don't trust him with millions of dollars in my offense. And I saw Kentucky's terrible collapses, one of which was the worst thing I've ever seen, which lost me a small fortune. So I'm not bitter about that by any means. But
no
I
of
just
course not.
don't. I just think he's a stud athlete who doesn't have the mind of a quarterback. And everyone wants the next Josh Allen. That's the next prototype. We've seen it. How many copycat quarterbacks have you seen come into the league thinking they can be the next so-and-so and this and that, and they end up being fucking awful. So, yeah, I just think he's a fraud. I don't know why they would bring him in, though. It completely beats me. Unfortunately, it makes me crazy because then it just stirs all the Mac Jones controversy.
Yeah. I mean, that I think kind of, Al, I think I heard you say it, kind of like light a fire just to, we're just doing our due diligence, Mac. That's all. Just
Checking
in case.
on a quarterback.
Yeah, just seeing what's going on. I don't think that the Patriots will draft a quarterback in any round earlier than the fourth. The reason I'm saying fourth is because they got 3 picks. So it's like, why not? And of course you're going to get the why'd you waste a 4th round pick on a quarterback? Well, you know what? You people don't even care about 4th round picks. So like, why are we acting like these picks are gold? Even though in Belichick's hands, they can turn out to be something really good. But he's got 3 of them. So why not take a flyer on a quarterback, go into the year with 3 quarterbacks on your roster? That's normally what the Patriots like to do. Do you guys think at any point, and I want to bring this up in the second round, like Jahmyr Gibbs, a running back, do you think the Patriots take a running back in the second round at all? Because I know in the first round we were kind of out on it, but I don't think they need a running back.
I don't think they need one at all.
Right?
If they take one, it'll be in the late rounds.
Like a 6th round pick. I could see them kind of throwing, throwing like a flyer.
That dude from Tulane, maybe, I forget his name.
Because you have Ramondre, you have James Robinson, you have Pierre Strong, you have Kevin Harris.
I forget about James Robinson. We definitely.
I was just gonna say, So I mean, you got Ramondre Stevenson, James Robinson. Those are your 2 starters, interchangeable. Hopefully, one of the rookies jumps out. Between Kevin Harris and Pierre Strong, and whichever one doesn't, you cut them, you do whatever you got to do, and then you're still riding with 3 running backs, which is cool. If you want to take a flyer on like a free agent running back to bring in as like strictly a 3rd down pass catching thing, if you want to, whatever. But I don't
leave
think
a
the
roster
Patriots
spot open if James White wants to come back. You never know.
Oh God, yeah, you fire anybody if James White wants to come back.
You got to do what you got to do. I just didn't understand any of the running back plays. It all just seems so illogical to me.
None of it. Now, since we brought up the position a couple times, tight end, you guys think they address tight end? Because I know that they have Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki on the roster, but Hunter Henry, as of right now, is only here for another year. Even though we all assume he's going to get extended, I don't know what anyone's waiting for, but as of right now, he is only here for a year. Gesicki signed for what? 2 year, 1 year, 2 years?
1 year.
It was just 1 year.
They're both done after this, which is why I think they do.
So
I think so too.
Would you guys be cool with them in move back up to the second round, them taking a tight end in the second round?
If you got like that kid Washington,
he wouldn't be there in the second round.
The tight ends, the only one I think might be there that I even know of is that Michael Mayer kid. I guess the tight end room or the tight end draft, it's a very deep draft for tight ends. So I don't know all the names.
What about Shoemaker from Luke Shoemaker from Michigan?
In a
Does he
lot
make
of mock
shoes?
drafts, in a lot of mock drafts, he is being placed with the Patriots. So maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't hate that because again, it's a position that is going to be a need in the next year or two. So, if you can cover it now, might as well. Because offensive lineman, I think you can find one that maybe isn't a big name, but you can still play him. I mean, there's one position on the field I trust Belichick drafting with. It's going to be offensive line because I mean, God, we've seen him do it before, pull diamonds out of the rough. But yeah, I wouldn't hate if they address tight end early, but with it being such a deep class, I mean, maybe in the third round, or if you want to trade into the second round with all your picks and maybe take another second round pick and draft a tight end, maybe. But I don't know. I'm still having nightmares about them not taking Zay Flowers in the first round. Like the more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm like, they're not going to fucking do it. They're not going to do it.
Michael Mayer
they're
does seem like the
definitely
consensus one, and coming from tight end you almost
Yep.
in Notre Dame, it
Mhm.
seems like a kind of a layup there. I did like Dalton Kincaid too, but
yeah, that's another name that I've heard. There's a lot of tight end names, so
all this stuff with tight ends, to me, I think you can get just as good a value way late in the draft, like 5, 6, and 7. You can get
you never
somebody
know.
just as good, yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't really I didn't write down any of the top tight end names, so I just have my sleepers, which
Unless it's
are
one
more
of
the
these
kid.
like surefire ones, like the Washington kid is.
Yeah.
Then like, okay, sure, like that's one. Maybe if you want to take him a little early, but I think that like really the only positions I think the Patriots should 100% be addressing in the early rounds or as soon as possible: wide receiver, corner, offensive line. And I wouldn't even put it in that order. I'd go wide receiver, offensive line, corner. I think that would
Yes.
be the way
That's
that I
fair.
would do it.
I don't even
And
think corners that dire of a need.
no, but I think if you're doing the hierarchy of needs, I'd slot that over safety. I'd slot over linebackers probably because you can kind of address
Yeah.
linebackers, in next year. So I don't know.
I saw Phil Simms said the Patriots' number one need should be safety. You guys see that?
Not at all, because you
Nope.
got Jalen Mills, Adrian Phillips,
Kyle
Real
Duggar.
what's his
Peppers.
name?
Like,
Kyle. Yep. I
yeah,
mean,
it seemed very
um,
weird to me. I wasn't exactly getting that.
that just strikes me as something that someone said if you just want to be different. It's like, really
Yeah,
the
that's what I
actual
think too.
need the Patriots have, the sneaky big need is safety.
The
And
only
like,
thing they could
I don't
point
think
to is
so.
McCourty leaving, and I'm like, I get it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but you're not going to draft someone to immediately be McCourty anyway. So
yeah,
I don't think it's a
no.
need, Now,
Oh,
if you
McCourty
didn't
wasn't
have,
McCourty at first; he was a corner.
and who knows, maybe eventually you move Jonathan Jones to corner, but I mean to safety. But it's like, now that you have Jalen Mills back, my boy the Green Goblin, you can play him at safety a little bit more. He's very dynamic back there, and with his injury history the last year
Yeah,
and a half, they haven't really been able to kind
shaky.
of.
No,
They haven't.
Yeah.
They haven't been
I
able
heard
to
he's
move him
still
around.
recovering. Is he?
He still is. I think he'll be good now. I think a
Yeah,
good
should be
year
good
and a
by the
half.
season anyway.
Good, yeah. Let's not push it.
Those hamstring pulls are a killer. A year and a
Yeah.
half sounds a little early to bring him back.
I don't. The Patriots right now, this is crazy to even look at. They have 4 6th-round picks and 1 7th. I think that they're trading a lot of those. Is there any? I guess to kind of make it a little bit of a different question, in those late round, they have no 5th-round pick. So let's just say 5th, 6th, or 7th round. What position? Because it happens every year, it seems like. What position is Belichick going to find a guy at in those rounds to kind of be a big contributor on the team? Because I think it's going to end up being linebacker if I have to go in there. I think he's going to find a linebacker.
Linebacker is kind of a safe bet.
Yeah, I was gonna say linebacker.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just because linebacker's not going to have to play. I mean, I don't know. Ronnie Perkins is still there, so he's going to take up a lot of time. So my boy.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I think looking at this draft, it's very exciting, but I'm getting anxious about it the closer we get, because I think there's really nothing else to say about it. It's now just we got to see what the Patriots do. Like, what is there? Because you could say they signed Juju, but does that really take care of their wide receiver issue? Not
No, it
really.
makes it worse.
Now, if they rolled into the year with Juju, then okay, we'll talk about it. That like him and Devontae Parker being your 1A, 1B. Okay, that's not ideal. So you have to think they're going to make a move at receiver. But then it's like they do also need someone to solidify the right tackle position. And then the corner is something that they're going to need to, because you got Marcus Jones and Jack Jones, who you're going to be relying on them heavily. You don't know if they're going to be able to really step up or continue to improve. Jonathan Jones obviously is there. Jalen Mills can play there as well. So it's going to be interesting. I'm very, very intrigued. Really, the only pick that I am going to be hyper focused on is going to be that first round pick. Because I think in the second, third, fourth, fifth, all that, it's kind of a crapshoot out of the first round, if we're being honest with the draft.
Yeah. Most of the time, you don't know if they pan out until like 5 years after, when you're like,
you
all of a
have
sudden,
no idea.
like, who is Julian
No
Edelman?
idea.
You're like, oh, this guy's kind of good.
Yeah, no fucking idea. So I think if we're gonna go around, kind of just real, who are the Patriots going to draft with that first pick? I think that's really all that matters. That's what we'll kind of end the episode on, unless you guys have anything else you wanted to throw out there about the draft. But who do you think they're going to pick with the first round? Not who do you want them to? Who, everything considered, what is the guy's name? Who are they going to pick with that 14th pick? I'll start. I think mine is very, very straightforward. I'm gonna ride the horse until it falls off. I think they're picking Zay Flowers. There's too much more. They went over the fucking playbook with him. Like, he's from BC. That just writes itself. A BC kid coming to play for the Patriots. Like, he's young. Everybody wants it. The Patriots have seemingly been doing a lot of what the fan base and what the media thinks and wants them to do this offseason. I think it rolls on with Zay Flowers. That's my pick in the first round.
Al, what do you think?
You go. I need more time to think.
It's tough.
I think it's Zay Flowers too, just because of all the hype. We've seen that they're interested. They brought him in for meetings. They talked to them with the Shrine Bowl. It makes too much sense.
The Shrine Bowl. I forgot about the Shrine Bowl too.
Yeah. It sounds lame, and I think there's so much hype it probably won't happen, but that's the only option that makes sense to me.
I'll say the logical pick is Zay Flowers, but to be a little different, I'm going to talk this into existence. I would love Joey Porter Jr. at 14.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Would not hate that.
I don't want a corner, either, but that would be cool just because of Joey Porter.
If there was one corner that's going to be taken, I would not hate that, because I think, God, if you have like a shutdown corner with the mix of the Joneses back there, that's a good secondary. And then you can still take care of the wide receiver position in the second round. So I don't, there's also Quentin Johnston too out there, who's a guy who's been kind of linked to the Patriots in day two if they wanted to.
That's the guy Judon said he wants.
Yeah. That's why I had it in parentheses there. I forgot to bring that up. So I could see them doing that too. I struggle to find an option the Patriots could do in this first round that I would be upset with. I would just be the most like, shit, if they don't get Zay Flowers. But as long as it's from a position of need, one of the guys that we mentioned, or just one of the highly touted guys out there, that's another one of these, surefire, almost can't miss guys at any position that they need, I'll be happy, because at this point, I just want the fucking season to start. Yeah. I'm done with everything. Like, I've given up on DeAndre Hopkins, given up on Jerry Jeudy. Juju's here. Bill O'Brien's here. I'm done with the Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi talk. I'm done with everything. I just want the draft to be over so we can kind of see what this team looks like, what they're going to have going on. Because I think if any trade is happening, it's happening during the draft as well. So I think coming out of this draft, we'll see who the Patriots have, what they're working with, everything like that. Did you guys have any other hot takes, last thoughts, anything like that about the draft?
If the Patriots don't get Hopkins by Friday, I'm going to be off the train for good.
Well, you kind of have to be at that point.
I got off a couple exits ago, man. It's so much easier. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to be off the train. But yeah, Liam, any parting words for the draft?
Are you guys gonna get a Zay Flowers jersey number 4?
I can't.
No, my
I can't get a player's jersey. Any jersey I get, the player gets hurt, they get traded, they're Aaron Hernandez, something happens. So I cannot get a player jersey. The only one I can get now is Matthew Slater. I mean, no, God, no, not Matthew Slater, Devin McCourty. I can get a Devin McCourty jersey.
my my Juju jersey is in the mail, ready to come in.
God. Yeah. I think they discontinued those, so you won't be getting that.
No, I checked. I checked
They
the website.
sold out. That's what you're looking for. They sold out of them. They did
Definitely
not
didn't sell
discontinue.
out. Record
So many
low
people
sales.
wanted to.
I told you guys I had to send mine back because it's number 19. I get number 7.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you're gonna wear a Juju jersey, you can't wear the wrong number.
I didn't order it. My buddy was like, "I'll send it back." I'm like, "Yeah, don't get me a new one."
Goddamn right you will. Yeah. So I think the next time we record, I'm gonna be very excited to see what the emotions are, how we're feeling. We'll do a draft recap. That'll be the next episode, unless something crazy happens. But yeah, we'll do a draft recap. And then a year from now, we'll do what Liam and I did last week, and we'll kind of go over how good we thought the draft was gonna be. So hopefully there's no Bailey Zappi in this draft, but we'll see.
Please.
So yeah, for Al, who finally decided to come back and be the smart one in the room, Liam and myself, this was Tuck Rule Takes, episode 79. Next episode is the big 8-0. There's a lot of players to pick from for that one. So hopefully we come in here with some good news, some Zay Flower jerseys on for everybody. We'll Photoshop them in here. But yeah, other than that, guys, good luck. Hold on to your butts. Thursday's going to be wild. We out.
Thompson Robinson.
Get DeAndre Hopkins.